Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik out of Guangzhou, South China, and yeah, this is a game, War in the Pacific 8th edition. This is my play-by-human match against KilRoy. Scenario 1, game version 27, the new extended map. And yeah, this part of the war is a little inactive, simply because we had so much action the days or months and weeks before. KilRoy consumed invested all of his navy equipment he had so far. I think there's not really much left. But here is American Mark 14 submarine attacking a light cargo ship on the surface. And yeah, my cargo ship has no chance. Sinking. Can have it. The Japanese missing and lacking escort ships at the beginning of the war. So first in 43, I think there's really enough assets that the Japanese can create enough convoy escort equipment to, at least on paper, stand a chance against Allied submarine warfare. But the technology advantage of the Allies is always increasing, so the Japanese building maybe enough escort ships, and the Americans have already much better radar. Here's a cargo ship getting intercepted at Perth and sinking, so that is successful. Not much activity at the West Australian coast, but well, every week maybe one ship. Amaya, still no enemy cap fighters. But I won't dominate the skies so that my navy bombers, if they're running, or that they don't run in enemy cap fighters there, could be a potential dangerous spot for me. All of these one engine bombers I must sooner or later convert to twin engine level bombers, or maybe Nick destroyer fighters or multi tech role fighters. Because the upgrade path of most of the Japanese twin engine bombers don't allow the conversion to a fighter bomber. So a fighter you can change to fighter bomber, but not a bomber to a fighter bomber. At least most of the air wings. Sometimes I don't really fully get why you see some air wings allowed to convert and others not, and yeah. And this is even with this is already the open the system with the player can choose the upgrade path. It's not the locked. I mean, I think most matches players will choose the open path and not the locked path, because the locked path is, I think, for the Japanese really handicapped, not so much for the Allies. Okay, my tanks catch this base force, fine. Now the story ends here. Some labors. can maybe help Darwin to create a bigger port. This is all only suppressing bombardments. No, nothing else. Good. There was no battle this turn. Or only the one here in Australia. First, let's see if there was any air losses. Yeah, very 2 airplanes on both sides. Only ops losses. No lost pilot. I cannot even tell you anything. You can see that most of my fighter pilots, I have here still some, I mean, I lost here a lot of missing in action pilots and also some killed in pilots, so killed in action, when one wounded. But yeah, it's of course always bad if your pilot is nearly 80 and then dying, or 81, because then they are all elite pilots. I mean, but if they don't stay here, then they're not good pilots. All the standard pilots, I think, they're not even show you up. You need to at least have a kill. Yeah, without a kill, you cannot enter this list. So they are all fighter pilots. Yeah, I mean, you can of course also create a kill with a bomber, but very unlikely, at least not for the Japanese. Yeah, I don't even know what I can tell, what I not explained so many times before. So my pool is still low on Navy pilots simply because I call out a lot of pilots at the beginning from the school and simply have them on the map and let them not train in the school. They train more or less on map with the airplane. It's a little faster. And yeah, army pilots is much easier to handle than Navy pilots. And you can see that I have here 400 army pilots in reserve, a lot of fighter pilots. I'm not sure if they're all really so skillful. The problem is you cannot see his skills. This is always a little stupid. I don't like it too much. And these are all non-fighter pilots. And these are all, so normally I have here only recompliance and little bombers and a lot of fighter stuff. Maybe a bit up. So these are all, you can see the experience. If the experience is at least 60, then he's ready. Experience of 70 is already maximum training. You normally don't get really much more out of training. And here also a bunch of pilots, more or less, they was at school and I kick them out for something else. So I normally can consume these pilots first before I request new recruits from training school. But I have a lot of, at least army pilots, fighter, no issue. What I lack is more or less normally bomber pilots reserve. Patrol, there is not really, I think there is no real army patrol. Recon, 28 hours already far enough. You don't really use many of this, and transport is the same. This is so special. Normally, if it's an army, you need only fighter and bombers. Nothing else. And for the Navy, I have here some fighter pilots. But most of them have only the basic trainings. They're not really ready. The Navy use much more patrol, but I don't have enough pilots. And bombers is always also lacking. So with the Navy, I have normally not much backup pilots so far. But I have a lot of air wings are training and they are all more or less ready. I could bring them all back to reserve, but I don't even have enough pilots in reserve to refill my air wings. So I wait maybe to August and then I can maybe move 200 pilots back to reserve or something like this, or even 300. Yeah. I don't know why Ota is here. Ota and Ito, they are normally both good. But Ota have no kill here. No. I don't put anyone in training reserve. I have no here. Trapcom is empty. I don't play with Trapcom. Not at least in this game. I play true Japanese style. Oh. So anything else I can explain or discuss? About ships I discuss. Industry I discuss. Yeah, there was maybe this because sometimes there's confusion about upgrade paths of airplanes, and many use tracker, but you don't must use tracker. I mean, tracker always only find information and let you see them better. But all information are original, of course, from this game. I must only remember. I think you can see them here. So you can find here every airplane here, and then you can always see here the upgrade path. So you see here the roof. This is the airplane, and from this airplane, no, I think you must go. Wait, it's not here. Is this here? Oh, I forgot. Was this not here? No, it was not here. Wait. Withdraw, reinforce, replacement. Replacement. Here is this. Here you can see. You must check here your airframe, and this is much easier to see here because here you can choose. You say only fighters. The yellow one is active airframe, and the gray is the future. And then you can always see what is the upgrade path. So you can see the cloud have no upgrade path. It's a dead end. The A6M2 you have now in service, or I have this now in service, and then the Senbuku this is a fighter bomber, is the upgrade path. Then you can of course check, okay, what is the Senbuku? But this is a fighter bomber. Problem is, it don't show you this here, so I can go here. Then Senbuku is here. And the Senbuku will upgrade to A6M5. So you can always see the upgrade path in game, more or less, if you want to see this. And then this is the depending on scenario and depending on game version, this can sometimes change. Like you can see that in this case, then the Dojo will go, and you can also see which engine is here requested for this airframe, or what you need to build them. What you cannot see here is it's a fighter. This is the reason. Yeah. You cannot see if this airframe needs 1 or 2 engines, not at least in this overview. But I think it's more or less sooner or later you will realize it is a 1 engine or 2 engine or a 4 engine airframe. If there's if you use tracker, you can of course use tracker, but you can see the upgrade path here. It's a little complicated, but what I did is more or less I developed a float plane. No, wait, not float plane. It's a float fighter. The float fighter, A6M2 roof. It's more or less like a, This one will upgrade to A6M5. And then you can upgrade from A6M5 here directly to A6M5B. So you can also see this here. Unluckily, it would be better if you can have here information upgrade path, blah blah blah. Like you can have this in tracker, but not here in game. Here you only get this information more or less if you turn. Then you can see here upgrade to. If you don't want to open tracker to check some upgrade paths here, you can easily see, okay, this airframe go to this one and this go to somewhere else, or it will not upgrade at all. Because you can see that the Frank B or 84B will upgrade to air. And this is so shitty. And you can also see that the A will also go to R. But this means more or less that the A edition and the B edition, they don't have a link each other. So if you want to develop one type or the other type, you must choose it in the R&D pool at the beginning of the game, more or less. And you go for A or you go for B. And later you can switch your factories to air. But you can never go from A to B or from B to A. And only to, this is a super important airframe, maybe the best endgame fighter for the army, or convention, standard fighter. If you can check it here, here you can see the A and the B. They have the same speed. This is really the same airframe. It's only what armament they have is different. The A used the typical heavy machine gun plus 2 cannons, and the B style used the old 20mm cannons. The difference is here, this is because it's not easy to see. I mean, if you can read, you can see it. You can see that the heavy machine guns can easily hit, or they are stable because they are center mounted, so in the engine part, and they are not wing mounted. Then they have more worse or something like this. The B edition, oops, that was the wrong airplane. The B edition, these are the same guns. So the gun is the same, but how well they can hit the target is changing, because simply only if you have center mounted or wing mounted. So you have the tendency to hit with your wing mounted guns is simply smaller than with the center mounted, and you have your 4 20mm cannons. This is, I think, similar to what the Spitfire 9 have. I think they have, also 4 or 6 Hispano 20mm cannons. So normally I would prefer the B, but this is the bigger problem is this is the end game, so it's March 45 airframe, and the A is 1 year earlier. And 1 year earlier means for the A&D, it's much more likely to hit this airframe. So, and once you can finish the A&D of this airframe, you have the possibility to upgrade to the Air Edition. And this one is a little faster. Have still the same armament layout, but I think the maneuver values here is 28, 28, 28, and 22. And if you compare this to this one, you can see this is only 26, especially in high altitude. After over 20,000, the Air Edition is much, much better. But okay. Yeah. This game is not easy. So sorry. You must play it, I think, 5 times. Read so much information and make so many mistakes, and after 1 or 2 years maybe you understand the game really fully, or maybe after 10 years. Thank you all, see you next time, take care, bye bye.